So Valentine's Day marks the one-year anniversary of Claude Julien being named coach of the Canadiens. What grade would you give him for his first year as coach?
I think you have to give him an F because he failed. They're not making the playoffs. It's not like they're fighting to get into the playoffs. There's nowhere in the playoff picture. But I look at this as a group project. So on group projects, you get the same grade. And Marc Bergevin also gets an F because he did not pull his weight in the group project of giving him players that could help him try and make the playoffs and get there. And maybe his grade would have been better.
And Julien took over a team that was in first place in the division when he was fired. And they've gone downhill since then. I think it just says a lot of that. And the majority of the blame for that is on the GM. But Claude Julien was brought in a little bit as the savior. You know, he was going to be the new guy and everything. You know, it was P.K. Subban's fault and they got rid of him. Oh, it was Michel Therrien's fault. They got rid of him. It was this, you know, everybody's fault. And at some point the GM needs to look in the mirror and say, it's my fault. But, you know, Claude Julien, yeah, I agree. He has to have an F because this is a team. He took over a team that was going well and, you know, they didn't play in the playoffs. They got bounced in the first round. They're not going to the playoffs this year, and there's no reason to, unless what happens at the trade deadline, there's no reason for optimism next year. This team needs a major rebuild.
Do you think the Habs would be in the same position if Michel Therrien was still coach?
Yeah, again, I think it comes down, you can't make chicken salad out of chicken.
So is that an F for you, Chris?
I'm not grading anybody.
Okay.
Listen, the expectation he was going to come in here and I guess work wonders, but we're just talking about personnel. You know, when you don't have the personnel, I don't care who you are, you're not going to get much out of them.
Okay.
You know,
I wonder also how much Claude Julien's hands are tied by the GM, because I've mentioned this before in this show. I've never heard of a new coach coming into a team and not changing any of his assistants. You could see maybe last season to play out the season, but you would figure in the off season you would want his own guys there. It didn't happen, so I wonder how much Claude Julien's hands are tied, some of the decisions by what Marc Bergevin is telling him to do.
Sounds like most of that personnel is in the Birdies Buddies Facebook. Go to hockeyinsideout.com right now and check out this week's full episode.